Okay, so this is my first video in around 3 to 4 weeks, so around a month. I need to apologize for not posting for such a long time. Um, I had end of the year exams the first week I was gone, and then on that same weekend I ordered a mic. And for the rest of the remaining 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I was just trying to find stuff. Like I was writing the scripts for the series, and also I was trying to find a way to get over from recording on my phone to recording on my laptop. So I did that, and I'm recording on my laptop right now and connected the mic. So it might be a little bit better. I got better editing, so the music won't be so loud because I know that's a big issue in my what is. So I'm trying to fix that, and so I'll be able to do more, and I can create better thumbnails because those thumbnails actually the watermark pisses me off. So I get to fix that. Um, as you can see, this is gonna be a new what if. I think I'm gonna title this what if. What if Asta had the elemental fairy spirits? Um, this should be coming out on what time is it? It is Saturday, 1:35. So I'm recording this at 1:35, and so it should be coming out around like 2 o'clock ish because I take a long time to record videos for some odd reason. So after I get done doing a little bit of editing, it should come out like 2, maybe 2:30. Then I'm going to sleep. Um, I already have What If Asta Was Blessed by the Gods done, so I'm gonna record that on probably Sunday and then upload that on Monday. Next week, I might not record other than on Sunday and post on Monday, but I don't know about Friday because I'm planning on posting What If Austin were Silvers. I'm planning on posting that on Friday. That's on if I can record because next week we got finals, which we had end of the year exams like 2 weeks ago. And now we got finals. It's stupid, but I can't do nothing about it. So I got finals next week, and yeah, I can't do bad on that finals or I'm screwed. So I'm probably have to focus on that, and also um I still got a little bit to finish on the script of What If Austin were Silvers, but other than that, it should be done. So if I get to record, I am, but there's no promises, not in the slightest. But after next week, summer break, and so I'm gonna be free to do what ifs. So I'm gonna definitely get out of this habit of recording a video every 3 weeks, because that's what I do. I'm pretty bad at this schedule. Like I'm honestly garbage at this schedule. I'm sorry for this long intro or this long little chat. So this should be coming out on Sunday. On Monday is gonna be What If Asta Was Blessed by the Gods, and maybe on Friday it's gonna be What If Austin, were Silvers. Now let me get started with this before I end up talking for too long. Okay, to give some background, number one, Aesir Silva is alive. Number two, Asta has a lot of magic, but no attribute. Number three, Aesir has some sort of connection to the father of the church, which would lead her to bringing her children to the church every once in a while. To start this off, we're going to start this off with an instant time skip to after the drug man incident, and I'm gonna say that they're around 7 during this, and during this past 7 years, Austin, what happened with the Silva family due to Aesir bringing them to Hajj. The Silva family have grown pretty fond of Asta but more so Asta. But most of them would never say that they are fond of Asta out loud. Asta has the dream of becoming the Wizard King still, but Asta never develops a magic attribute. So she slowly begins to try and discourage Asta and his dreams, not because she hates him, but the fact that he doesn't have an attribute, and she is worried that if he keeps dreaming of becoming the Wizard King, he'll get himself killed. So she keeps trying to put him down to discourage him, and the other kids don't know about this, so they eventually start taking part in teasing him, making fun of him. So and Noel do it too. They are a good bit smarter, but they're not very much smarter, and also they think it's like funny and something like that. So they're just overall being kids, but at the same time jerk. Because they are 7. They're not dumb, but you 7-year olds. Usually ACO would be the one to stop all the stuff of them teasing Asta, and usually Asta would leave to go out training. Until one day, Sister Lily asked ACO to do something ACO never thought she would ask. That thing being to tell Asta that he can't become a Magic Knight, let alone the Wizard King, and to give up. Because Asta sees Aesir as the ideal Magic Knight. She's kind, beautiful, understanding. She doesn't discriminate against commoners, even though she's royalty. Asta wants to be like Aesir, as at first Aesir refuses, not wanting to hurt Asta as she sees him as a son. But eventually, she would give in, as Sister Lily would explain why she needs to do it, and that being because Asta could get hurt because he doesn't have a magic attribute like, which wind magic isn't that impressive, to be honest, but it is, like, I'm pretty sure it's known as like the best, like the mana that's most connected to the magic attribute that's most connected to the mana. I'm pretty sure it has that title, so yeah. And water magic, it honestly isn't that impressive, but Noelle is a silver, so she'll make that thing work. So eventually Issir does agree, and she goes off to do it. We cut over to Asta, who had just gotten done with his training, as he would turn hearing footsteps as he would look up to see Aesir as he smiles and saying hi. But he would look confused as he sees the look on Aesir's face, as the look was one of disgust. As she looks down at the heavily breathing Asta, as she would begin to coldly say, "Give up. You don't have an attribute. You'll never become a Magic Knight, let alone the Wizard King. You attributeless peasant. You would just get in the way of people with actual talent like Noelle or Yuno." As she turns and quickly leaves, as if Asta wasn't so devastated, he would have noticed the stream of tears that Aesir left behind. But you may be wondering, why is Asta affected by this? He's dealt with it from the children, people he considers family. He dealt with it from Sister Lily, because the fact that he sees Aesir as his model, and she's the only one that ever stops him, like, for being picked on. So having her of all people tell him that in such a cold way that not to give up, and that and Asta are technically, that and Noelle are better than you, that's like hurting him. So yeah. Back to Asta, who was just sitting there staring at where Aesir ran off to, as tears begin to flood down his face, as he would just get up and run and keep running until he trips, hitting his head multiple times, knocking himself out. We cut over to Aesir, who had just made it back to the village, as everyone would see that she has puffy red eyes, but don't question it, as she gets her family and leaves, because she feels like a horrible person based on how Asta was looking at her whenever she left. As we have a small time skip to later when it turns dark, as everyone in the church begins to worry about Asta, as Sister Lily has a horrible feeling but shakes it off. As we go back over to a dazed Asta, who is just waking up with a blurred vision, but remembers everything, including what Aesir told him, and tries his best to run, but stumbles a bit. Around 7 minutes later, we would see Asta bleeding from the head, as he sees some blurred structure. As he doesn't question what the structure is, he just goes, "What's that noise?" Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted by some more noise by my mic. Anyway, as he gets closer, being able to make out some old temple that he just walks into, as he would go to the middle of the temple, as he sees an altar with four small fairy statues on the sides. Asta will walk to the altar as he sits on top of it, since he doesn't know what it is, and gets knocked out. While he is knocked out, A green, red, brown, and blue aura begins to leak from the statues and seep into Asta. We go over to Acier, who just explained what she told Asta to Nozel, Nebra, and Solid, who are extremely pissed off at their mother, as Nozel tells her in a firm tone that leaves no room for argument. We'll go back tomorrow and you will give your sincerest apology to Asta. Do you understand? As Acier looks down, shedding some tears, nodding. At the church, everyone is freaking out, not knowing where Asta is, as the horrible feelings she really had shows up again, and unknowingly she sheds a tear. Back to Asta as he just wakes up from with a weird feeling, as he sits up in here and he hears four thuds. As he looks down to see four sleeping fairies, as he would tilt his head in confusion, and he would begin to poke them as they would wake up. The four little fairies would begin. The four little fairies would look up as they would see a confused Asta, as he would ask, "Why are they so small? Why do they have wings? Why do they have such magical power? Why do they have such powerful magic power?" And questions would just keep coming, but the fairies would eventually calm down and would explain a few things. The red fairy, which what I mean by red fairy is the fairy that's wearing red clothes. So if I say the brown fairy, the brown fairy, the green fairy, the blue fairy, the red fairy, I mean their clothes, which would signify what element they have. Red being fire, blue being water, green being wind, and brown being earth. Anyway, the red fairy begins to talk. Yo, we are the elemental fairy spirits. As you can see, I am the fire fairy spirit. My name is Flare. The blue one would say, I am the water fairy spirit, Azula. The brown fairy begin to speak up. I'm the earth fairy, Terra. And the green fairy would add on saying, I'm the wind fairy spirit, Zelina. To be completely honest, this is going to be a little tangent. These names are completely trash in my opinion, but we're going to keep them unless I decide to change them. Flare. I know what a flare is, but I can't explain it because I'm kind of stupid. It's one of those words I understand, but I can't explain it to anybody else because I don't know how to explain it. Azula, Avatar. Terra, Teen Titans. Zelina, Random. After introductions, Asta would have a blank stare at them. No, the last time I checked, there are four spirits, but they aren't fairies, and they're spread out all throughout the world, so they wouldn't all be here. Terra would smile at the confused child as she's somewhat impressed with the boy's knowledge. Yep, you're right. There are four other elemental spirits, but they came after us. See, we're the original elemental spirits, but after we found out that four more elemental spirits appeared, we decided to let them take over as we went into a deep sleep with the help of an earth spirit spell. Okay, you guys said that you were in a deep sleep, so why are you here? Why are you awake? Azula would say, being honest, we don't know. It seems like our mind reacted to you, which woke us up. Flare would speak, saying, yeah, like Azula said, Armana reacted to you. It's like Armana chose you. What do you mean by your Armana chose me? Why would your Armana choose me? Don't I need to have the same amount of attribute as you for you to choose me? All of them would nod. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't have an attribute. Zelina would say, then how do you have a grimoire? What do you mean a grimoire? I'm only 7. You can only get a grimoire whenever you're 15, right? As he would begin to move around fully as he feels something in his hand. As he would turn seeing a 4-leaf and the grimoire. Okay, so the grimoire color is a mix of green, blue, red, and brown. So if you want to know the color, look up a color mixer. Put the colors in green, blue, red, brown, and it's like a what does it look like again? It's like a dark mint green. I think that's a color. That's a color, right? I'm kind of slow. Don't talk to me. like a dark mint green. Is that? Wait, hold up. What does mint green look like? Hold up. Let me pause this. You know, I, I I feel intelligent. It is like a dark mint green. So look up a dark mint green, then that's the color of the grimoire. It's a mix of all the colors. So yeah, and like pretty much all other grimoires that I've seen, there are usually like patterns, like golden patterns on most grimoires, like Noel's, uh, Yuno's. There's a bunch of other ones I just don't remember. Like Luck, I don't care enough to remember anybody else's, but they're usually like There's like usually another pattern. Like Magna has a skull on his, so I'm gonna have Asta's pattern going to be golden roses, and Asta's four leaf is golden. So yeah, so golden roses, golden four leaf. Okay, back to the story. Well, I guess since Armana chose you and it gave you a grimoire, I guess we're now your official spirits, stated Flair. Yeah, that's cool and all, but I still don't have an attribute. Try and use one of our elements, then you should have them because we couldn't be your spirits if you didn't, stated Zelena. We cut over to Hodge Village as the Silva family had just arrived there and they would see everyone inside the church sad and worried. As they would ask what's wrong, and the father would say that Austin never came back yesterday, causing the Silva family to turn pale as Noel would just burst into tears along with Aesir silently shedding tears. And the other three would be on the verge of crying, but using all the willpower they would hold them back. After getting done crying, they would all go out looking for Asta with everyone that is decent at sensing. They would begin to sense for his mana. Around 2 hours later, we would see everyone turn back to Hodge Village empty handed, so they would begin to think that Asta just ran away, which he did, and they would somewhat mourn, and the Silver family would begin to leave, but before they do so, Aesir would ask, something. Walking up to she would ask him if he wanted to become her apprentice, along with Noel, and hopefully in the future they can bring Asta back. So we're gonna have this little Naruto thing. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Get out of my face. Would agree, and they would all set off to the capital. Around 2 weeks later, Asta would be seen in a random village, as he would be staying there for a while. He would be walking around and exploring when some thieves would attack, as Asta, still being the kind person he is, would try to help, but not wanting his face to be fully seen, he would grab an old cloak that would hide himself pretty well but would show glimpses of himself through the holes in the cloak. Asta would begin to fight one of the thieves, increasing his speed with the bit of wind magic that he can control now, and would hit him with a decent sized fire punch, sending him back, causing him to slam into a tree, knocking him out. These are very low rank criminals, or not criminals, thieves. They're pretty trash. They're fodder. So Asta would begin to take out the rest of the thieves, showcasing his different mana attributes before running away. But unknowingly to Asta, some people caught glimpses of him, like his hair, his eyes, like his skin color, just simple stuff, not his actual entire face. And rumors would begin to spread around about someone having four magic attributes taking out thieves, as news would eventually make its way to a certain geek, a certain magic geek, who would be, what did I even mean to say in this script? Who would be interested and excited. I'm gonna say that. That's what I meant to say, I guess. As he would transform into an old woman before heading to the village where the rumors originated from. The magic geek would get there and would begin to ask around for the person in question until he stumbles upon a person who saw a glimpse of Asta. As the person would begin to describe Asta the best he could. And over to Asta, who was sitting around a campfire late at night, or around late at night. as he would be talking to his spirits when suddenly a man with golden hair and a six-pronged star would appear. Asta and his spirits would get on guard at the man's sudden appearance, but would quickly have any fear swept away as the man would look at the four spirits and gain star eyes. As he would run over to the spirits and begin to ask plenty of questions, as everyone would sweat drop. As Asta began to speak, if you don't mind, could you tell us who you are? Oh, sorry, I guess I got too carried away. My name is Julius Novachronos. I think that's the name, Novachronos or Novachronos. It really doesn't matter to me. Novachrono. Hold up. Pause. Julius Novachrono. Okay, that's his name. Okay. But people may know me as the 28th Wizard King, as this would cause Asta to go wide-eyed. As the spirits didn't really know much about the Wizard King, Asta did tell him a good few things about Wizard King, like the Wizard King that he knew of, but he couldn't really tell him much since. Whoa, okay, that was a different part. If you don't mind me asking, but were you the person that has more than one attribute? Asta would nod, and Julius would begin to geek out. By the way, my name is Asta, and this is Terra, Flare, Azula, and Zelina. Well, Asta, would you like to become my apprentice? I can help you with mind control and any issues that you have in the future. And that's going to be the end. But before it ends, I need to go over that part. So, that was pretty rushed. I'm pretty sure I noticed that was rushed. The end at least, because it wouldn't be that easy for Julius to want to bring Asta on as an apprentice, but overall I wrote most of the script on Thursday, and then I ended up just forgetting about I was gonna write it earlier, like whenever the second I got home, but I had to clean this room, or I had to wait until this room was cleaned, so I couldn't do that. And then by the time I was done with that, I was sleepy, because at school we did some stuff for graduation, but not my graduation. I'm a freshman. I'm 14, but we had to like go outside and prepare some stuff for the graduation. So I was tired from that already. Then I had to come home, clean this room, and so I was tired. So that's why the ending is a bit rushed. I would have taken my time, but it's rushed, and I'm trying to get this out because I'm really bad at doing this schedule. Like so far, I was supposed to be posting 2 times a week, but I'm posting like once every 3 weeks. Like I'm pretty pathetic at this schedule, so I'm trying to get at least somewhat decent at this schedule. So yeah, I do want to apologize for that, and yeah, I'm gonna need help with this one too. Like what if Asta was blessed by the gods? So name some spells in the comments, and also name what squad he should join. Now, personally, I'd prefer if you guys didn't choose the Silver Eagles, Black Bulls, or Golden Dawn, but if you guys want to choose those squads, I don't really care. I'm probably gonna go off the most amount of the I'm probably gonna go off like the most liked comment, maybe like the most liked squad that's chosen. So if you see somebody in the comments comment your squad that you want chosen, just like the comment and I'll see it, which will be a lot easier because I'm not trying to tally up the amount of people that say Black Bulls or something. But I don't really care. It's just like, yeah, it's whatever. So tell me the squad and tell some spells in the comments below. And this is just a random question. Should I allow Asta to have some healing spells? That's just if y'all want me to, like a water. Should he have some water healing spells? It's y'all. It's all y'all. So yeah, probably gonna have y'all do a lot of stuff in the series because personally, I wanted to do what if Asta had Boruto's powers, Boruto's and Kawaki's powers before I did this one, but I don't know anything about Boruto, so I can't do it. So yeah, this is my fault. I'm not gonna lie. I should be watching and reading Boruto, but the beginning of Boruto was straight boring. It was like the beginning is straight filler, and then it's just recently getting good, so I'll probably end up watching that eventually, one year, one day, hopefully. And I'm